I've got an
analogy.
An analogy. Sorry,
allergy.
No, analogy. I have got them as well. But,
Not just the music is affecting the way people are raving and dancing. It's the drugs they're taking as well.
Yeah. When that come about, God's turned around and went, "This music's awful. Have a pandemic."
Yeah. When I'm competing against, time to shut up and let them go. You know what I mean? They see MCs and vocalists more now as artists, so they have to respect them a little bit more.
Yeah. The bus takes off. There's a bus stop, and this bus stop here is just stopped at this stop.
Do you really want to go home? He's used to the whole crowd going, no!
SaSaSaS show! Best of the best of the best with the very fresh flow!
Have we talked about Jump Up?
Not as we've spoken about, various things about the scene and.
I've got one thing I want to say about Jump Up, and this is the best.
Before you say that, can you define what Jump Up is to me?
I don't know. It's drum and bass.
It's drum and bass, but it's like
just drum and bass.
It's a style of drum and bass. See, when I think of Jump Up, personally, I think because the era I came into drum and bass is like original sin with G-Dub, Hazard, Sub-Zero. That you know what I mean. That sound to me is Jump Up.
You know, people like to put stuff on hooks. If you make something with strings, a liquid. If you make something a bit more techie, or I'm doing it myself.
Or like Annex. When Annex was doing their thing, that was quite techie, but people still considered it Jump Up. So what is the definition of Jump Up?
I think what makes you jump up? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like Mr. Happy.
Excited. Wait, fun.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's the fun element of the scene. It's not too uppy sauce. It's not too anal. It's not chin strokery. No. It's like, let's play something to get these lot going mad, basically.
Yeah, but the crowd chanting as well, like, that's madness.
I just say, I've got an
analogy?
An analogy. Sorry.
Allergy.
No, analogy. I have got them as well. But so I've got an analogy of Jump Up, right? So Jump Up is regarded by people in the industry as a bit of a sort of like, it's a bastard of drum and bass. Yeah, it's the bastard child of drum and bass. What it is, the way I explain it, is like you've got a man who has the most perfect partner at home, and the absolute love of his life. He would do anything for this partner of his. And what he does is he goes out on a weekend and he has a couple of drinks and he cheats on his partner, right? So what it is, he doesn't go around telling everybody that he's cheated on his partner, because he keeps it stum. Now, the thing with drum and bass is everyone outwardly goes, oh, I hate Jump Up, or Jump Up shit, and this, that, and the other. But then
everyone?
Because people say that about Liquid as well. People cussing Liquid as well. You know what I mean? Like
when people say that they Jump Up shit. But the thing is, when a Jump Up tune comes on, they're going mental.
True.
But what they do is they don't tell anybody.
No.
Yeah, it's similar to like if they cheated on their partner, they wouldn't tell anyone, but they won't tell anyone. They secretly
within
like
the industry
it.
Or like the ravers, like
the whole world.
I've seen a lot of people ranting about Jump Up on.
But let me just tell you this as well. Yeah, I've seen some big artists. I think I was with you. It was that Chase and Status SW4 thing.
Okay.
And there was an artist playing, and he was on before us, like sometime before us. I won't narrow it down to when, but it was sometime before us. And wicked set. He was playing brilliant set, his style of music. And he played 2 Jump Up tunes in his set, and the place erupted. And I think I was with you at one time, and I was with Michael at one time, and I was like, look at that, I love that. Like, they're ready for us.
I got an example for you of that as well. I'm not going to say the dance and the brand or anything else, but we was doing a jungle set somewhere. We were booked to do a jungle set. Vibes were good. It was nice. People were enjoying it. You throw on a Jump Up, it goes next level nuts in there.
Yeah.
Even though we weren't supposed to play it, you just, I'm playing this shit because I know what it's going to do to the crowd. It goes mad.
So why...
You know what I mean?
Why, if it does that to the crowd, why do people turn their nose up at it?
It's definitely not as palatable to most people's ears as, other genres like a Liquid or vocal sort of singing drum and bass.
But when they're out
in the live environment, it's going off more than anything.
I think the foghorn thing as well is like more like the same as Jump Up. Like it's not really friendly. It's like
I disagree with that.
No. I mean, for
that foghorn thing.
No.
My theory on the foghorn thing. Sorry to all of you that made that.
It's more techie, like techno. Like
I think when that come about, God's turned around and went, "This music's awful. Have a pandemic." That's what I think. We might have to cut that out later.
No, I think you know what? I think there's good and bad in everything.
Yeah,
bro. Do you know what I'm
that's
saying?
what I feel.
When you say that Foghorn sound, there's probably some wicked ones as well. Do you know what I'm saying? But then what happens when something gets popular and it's going off and it becomes the thing? Then people just copycat it, and then it loses its original vibe.
I've heard a lot of people say that it's Ket music. I don't know about Ket. I've never took Ket. I never will. But I don't know what it does. But a lot of people in drum and bass
that they enjoy.
Well, it's like woo, and it's like listening to the noise, and you see the crowds, and like I come raving back in the day, like it was, you know, the ravers when they used to go out and take their things. They probably take ecstasy, drink loads of water, whatever they do. I'm not saying in the rave scene if you go out and do your thing, but lately, like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, that's kept me." I don't understand because I never take that. I don't know what it does, but it's more like a stagnant music, like I don't know. And
they said the same thing about
that's
dubstep.
not good for our scene. That's not good for our scene. Like, if you're out there, make sure you don't take none of that shit. But do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like a lot of people do say, "Oh no, it's like affecting the dance floors." I see a thing on the
so not just the music is affecting the way people are raving and dancing. It's the drugs they're taking as well.
Yeah. This is what it is. People are saying it that, you know, it's kept ruined our dance floors and all that. Like literally, like, you know, like a lot of people are taking this shit and it's tranquilizers and shit.
It's horse tranquilizer,
It don't make, like, obviously if people are out there and they're taking other things, you see a different reaction. Do you know what I mean? Like they're like jump out, oi, you know what I mean? It's like, this is like ooh, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's another debate, but you know, it's real, bruv. Like, we've got to be real. We're, you know what I'm saying? We're living in real time. So I'm not saying it like, oh yeah, like I'm worried or concerned or worried about like anyone around me, but I'm just seeing it as a whole. I see messages on Facebook when I scroll through. I see people talking that shit all the time. So, you know,
big up the youngers, man, who are coming through. Headaches, Amplify, Sota. These guys are making some great music that is being branded as Jump Up, whether it is or isn't, I don't know, but it sounds great. It's going off. The kids are loving it.
I think
so. Salute those younger generation of producers who are coming through with that vibe and that energy. Because when I play with Amplify, oh my god,
well, I think you know what it is. It's like if you want to try and sum up what Jump Up is, like it's just basically energetic drum and bass, right?
Yeah, that's probably a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good energy, like a lot of energy.
Because rollers is rollers. Yeah, liquid be think of the more melodic, deeper. You got your techie vibes and or your neuro.
But you know what? You see.
You got jungle, so there's different elements of the tree in it. That's all it is, man.
You see, when everyone was talking about rollers, like over the last sort of couple of years, like to me, rollers is basically a cleaner version of Jump Up. It's still got the melodies and, you know, but it's just instead of it being like in them
rollers, it's the frequencies. That's how I'd say. Like for me, like when I'm trying to do that double time dexterity,
still got
on
the
rollers,
B-line,
my bars cut through nice. When I'm competing against time to shut up and let them go. You know what I mean?
It's like too much
because the way my voice is a bit trebly as well. You know what I mean? It's not going to work well.
It's like MCing over another MC, innit?
Yeah. So sometimes I let this one roll. You get me?
Talking about MCs, obviously that's a major thing for us, the culture. Vocal drum and bass. We need to discuss that because what's happened is there's a lot more vocals that are in the music now, but why are the producers that are making the music not going to the guys that are out there and have been out there for years?
Okay, I'd have to ask you, who are they going to?
Well, they're going to Splice.
Oh, to get like
to get a vocal sample.
Okay.
So rather than going, if there's like, I don't know, let's say for example, right, let me say if you found a wicked ragga sample, why would you not ask UK Apache? He's about
Ragga Twins,
Navi.
Yeah.
There's some wicked like artists that do that.
Where you're saying that, I'll tell you why. Because publishing, they can take that sample and they don't have to pay nobody. Apart from their monthly subscription, you start putting a vocalist on it, and then you're chopping up your streaming money, you're chopping up your publishing money, you're potentially like, you've got to put the person in the video. There's more demands made on the producer. You just take a sample for free.
I don't think that's it, because I think
when you say the boys, why ain't they going to? I mean, there is a lot of vocals and people are like, you know, working together a lot more now, but it's always been like that for years. Like, you know, when man was doing vocal tunes 20 years ago, bruv, and the big producers didn't want to give us the beats. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that was the realistic. And we knew them. We was out touring with them. We was out in raves with them every week. Like they are brothers. But when it come to business, bruv, they weren't giving us the beats. So we'd have to go to the younger producer. But now it's changed because the internet and Big D's, like Shots just mentioned a few names there, but there's loads of young producers with good music now that are building it. And they are willing to do it. Maybe it ain't the top quality, the high-end boys, you know what I mean, the just right up there, and I get it. Like sometimes I think, right, it's so frustrating, then man, just give man a tune or whatever, and that tune will go. But it's been like that for 10, 15 years. Me and Skibbs used to have these conversations as well. R.I.P. Skibbs. Yeah, cool. And yeah, like we used to talk about these things here, and I feel like it's a big. It's been happening for years, but now it's more. Like I feel like there was a blockage before with the producers. They won't give us the vocals and the beats for the vocals. But now these kids coming through, they're keen to do it, and you get some sick kids coming through with beats. Do you know what I mean? So
the technology there now for producers to learn. I mean, even during the lockdown, I actually just sat there and just watched loads of videos because over the years I've been quite lazy. Like from back in the day, I've had like Jack Smooth, who I could go to and just go, look, well, I need to do this. Show me. You know, Martin Ikin, aka Mayhem. You know, even more recently, Dextone, Mackie, TC, Future Bound, people that I know. I can send them stuff and go. Check this Calix and TB, like, you know, they're great, really helpful. But during the lockdown, what I decided to do was like, right, I don't know how long we're going to be where we are. So, do you know, I can't come out of the pandemic without doing something. So I just sat there in the studio and I thought, right, I want to do this. Searched on YouTube how to do it. And all I remember thinking was, it's such a shame this wasn't here. This platform wasn't here when I first started. Because like it'd be dangerous. Do you know what I mean? Because back then, no one used to tell anyone anything. No, if you found a new way to use that,
that's keeping it to yourself. Kind of thing.
The ACIS 900 sampler or whatever, and you worked out how to do a little edit. You weren't telling nobody nothing. Do you understand what I mean?
Yourself. But I think as well with the MCs as well. I think the difference is, let's call it the old guard of producers and DJs. They viewed MCs back then as purely someone to hype up their set, as someone who is literally there to complement what they do. Do you know what I mean? I think the kids coming up now, they see MCs more as artists. Whether that's like, you know, SaSaS as a group or Problem Central, or it's Brucey or Coco or Slay or Little Sound. They see MCs and vocalists more now as artists, so they have to respect them a little bit more than this guy's just here to hype up my set, and I'm going to turn him down if he's overtaking the set, or, you know, I want this all to be about me, which is why I don't want a man who's barring off and taking the limelight away from me. You know, I always think it's a 50-50 thing. If you come together with a DJ, I'm there to compliment you. But if you're working with me, give me a few that I can go in on as well. Course, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it should work. And then you can deliver a great stage show together. Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly it. And even back in the day, like, again, we was kind of like the main response for changing the whole MC thing from 2 hours to 1 hour. Because like we was watching the grind, man. Like back then, before we started MC Convention and things like that, there was a time when they was cutting the MCs out. Do you know what I mean? And that's the fact of it. And it was like, you know, we looked at it like this, like, why are them man going up there and doing 15 minutes and getting $5,000 or 10 grand, and we're up here doing 2.5 hours
for £100.
There's four exactly, and there's 4 MCs for the whole night. Like, so it was like, hold on, let's do hour sets. And then when we done that now, and even now, like, it's kind of like tug of war. They're trying to pull back MCs to do 2 hours again.
Like hiring one MC to do 4 hours in a
4 hour set. So. It's just that, you know, it's the side of the times, but things will move around. You're like, this is the
as
you
culture. Always say, it's like cycles.
It's a cycle. I know it's coming, but it's just, it's like just before the bus takes off, there's a bus stop, and this bus stop here is just stopped at this stop. But the next
you
stop,
said stop a lot of times.
Yeah, the next stop will be, to me, it'll be the MC thing, because the MC thing's blown up massive, and I'm not saying that DJs will be gone or producers. I just feel like
there's a void,
everyone has their time.
There's a void, man, because like, I remember just as before I was even MCing to drum and bass, when I saw MC Convention, to me, because I was like, I just love Skibber Shabba, all the man in Fearless, everybody, do you know what I'm saying? It was, to me, when I saw that was exciting for me. When I saw that first rave they did, I think it was a Boxing Day or something at Rex, one of them things, isn't it? Like, we was excited because we weren't necessarily at that time being catered for so much. So I think there's a vacuum now when you're seeing lineups with just DJs and no MCs. There's a vacuum now for all these kids around the country that love MCs for something to come in and hold that down. Do you know what I mean? As a brand, like MC Convention was to me when I was a youngster, just listening to the music, that was exciting. So something can step in and create that void that's not currently being catered for as much as maybe we would like it to be. Do you know
put us on the map like a little bit more, and just recognise what we are and what we've done in this thing, and what it's become to now, everyone out working, doing their raves and whatever. Like it wasn't like that back in the day.
No,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they have to understand that. And people just think that the rave scene started in 2000 or mid 2000s. Like this bin's going on for years. Like when
It's funny you say that about, you know, people think it started at a certain time, because there's actually a thing. If you ask anybody what's your favorite era of this music, it's usually the time when they found the music. So my favorite all-time era is 88, 89, that era, because it was like, oh my god, what the bloody hell is this? It was so fresh, and so even though I love the era we're in now, and I've loved all of the other eras, there was a couple of eras I wasn't too keen on, but the thing is I'll always hark back. Let's put it this way, I sold loads of vinyl. Sorry, vinyl lovers, I know you'll hate this, but I got to a point where I'm like, I got all this vinyl, I'm never going to use it again. I sold pretty much everything. The only stuff I kept was the 88, 89, 1990, that era.
Because it's your favourite
Because
era,
it was my favourite all-time era. And you know what? I still never played none of it. I've still got the old decks there. And,
but you've got that nostalgia of all those experiences and in your mind, all that first time you went to a dance and you hear that tune or you
memorability,
you know what I mean?
as well. That's what you need. Like looking back and, you know, that's you need some sort of, you know, that's your era, that's your favorite time. For me, my favorite time, probably going back, like when I first started to like feel like I was an MC. Like before, it was just like,
what year would that be?
I'd say 94,
95.
Because that was just,
but you were around before that, because I remember
I
remember at Scala, I've said this story a few times.
91, 90.
He was at Scala and he was just, I was, you know, you play in the cage there, innit? And you was on the corner of the stage. You weren't even in the centre of the stage. And I was like, who the bloody hell is that? He won't shut up. And they went, it's Shabba, he's only
That's
17. Or so like that. You were young. I remember going, he's not even meant to be in here. Like I had some authority on it, you know what I mean? But that's how long ago I remember you. And but and it's mad how even though you were then in them days, you felt that a few years later was where
that's I mean, like I was about, and like before then it was just like, wow, what am I doing here? Like, you know, I was still at school and shit, and then like after that it just got to the stage for me, like all my mates were into it. Everybody, everyone I knew.
Think there was a time when everyone you knew.
Telepathy days, Wax, Life Utopia, them days there, like everybody was into it. Like the Rude Boys, the Bad Boys, the Pretty Girl, everyone was just into raving. There was only one sort of genre. Do you know what I mean? They weren't like the garage weren't there.
Garage times.
Jungle,
like
warehouse parties, warehouse. You know, so that was my favorite. But there's loads of times since then that we've had great times on the road and done traveled around the world doing this music. Like it's a blessing. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah. It's funny because I remember a conversation we had the other day about I was telling you about Belgium, the Belgium scene, how important it was for the DJs like Blackley and even Mackie, you know, like various people.
Mackie G, our good friend, you know, he basically, I've known him since he was a kid through doing workshops. Me and Urban Dub used to work with him when he was like 14, 15 in community centres, when he was rolling with the Rapid Rinsers. Shout to them. Like. We got Kenny. Take old school shabs, but for real. But like, I started to like just see him blowing up in Belgium, and I was like, that's Mackie from down the road. But I was watching the videos of the sort of events he was playing at, and I was like, that's what got me onto his sound, because it wasn't being played in the UK at that point. It was killing it in Belgium, and that's why I made a move to do the bang out of order mixtape with him, and that's how it all kind of spiraled. But without that Belgium thing, you know, I might have linked him because he's from the Manor and that, but I wouldn't maybe necessarily have made that move so quick to do a mixtape without seeing what was going on in Belgium.
If you think about like back in the day, that whole Belgium scene, even like I remember Headaches, there's a famous video of Headaches when he was like 16 playing over there, because they have different rules. 16 plus their raves over there. So what it is, he was playing at 16, absolutely tearing the place apart, and what it is it allowed people like Headaches, Mackie, Blackley, and there's a whole heap.
There's
of people.
loads
I can't
of them,
think of them, think of all the names, but like there's loads of people that went over, and what they did is they honed their skills in front of massive crowds. So is that when they bigger crowds than some we were getting over.
That's what I was gonna say. We never see them sort of crowds. Like when I was like, 20,000 people.
I'm not gonna lie, right? Because Belgium's never really been too keen on the MCs, and I get it, the language barrier thing and all that. But I used to be a bit jealous when I used to see people's videos. I was like, look at them crowds, bruv. You know what I mean? I want to get on them, but it was never really a thing over there, the MC side of things. So we had to kind of sit back on that one. You get me?
That's another one. We went.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
I know what you're going to say. This is classic.
Is that the one where Skipper went, do you really want to go home?
Right, so we're in Belgium, big event. I think it might have been Invaders or something like that. The whole
daytime thing in warehouse indoors. Remember? I remember it.
And it's 4-man. It's Shaq, me, Stormin, and Skibbity.
Yeah.
And like Skibber does one of his,
we went, innit?
Bruv, and Skibbity does one of his most iconic lyrics. Do you really want to go home? He's used to the whole crowd going, no!
We cut the music.
It was silent. No one knew the bars.
But we cut the music and all you heard was silence. And the next thing you just heard Skibber laughing on the mic.
It's hilarious.
I was just like, he was
busting up. And then I said to Stormin, we're going to pass the mic and just say, put your hands in the air for like 2 minutes, then pass the mic to the next man.
We was doing little dance moves, innit? Like everyone was doing their little dance moves.
We turned a big Jackson 5 in there, you get me?
And we shared one mic between 4 of us.
I know, it was bizarre,
Big up Ward.
Yeah. But I mean, the culture even over there has changed. And, you know, now, like, I remember us doing our first Rampage show. And we rehearsed it, well, not rehearsed it, but we kind of had a plan about what we was going to do. And it worked. Like, to be fair, we got mad views on that. And that set us off for the whole of Europe. But I mean, like even now we go back to Belgium and whatever, and like they take the MC culture a little bit more serious. We know we have to just ease up a bit when we go over there.
We're smart, man. We ain't gonna lie.
You know what I mean, they know who we are now. And we've put that. You know, I think a lot of people online were shocked with our performances, way we actually.
The first Rampage performance, man. That was a big game changer for us.
It's about being professional at the end of the day, and we've all got that. So you know, that, it's good that what we've done. You know what I mean? We've still like broke boundaries over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
definitely. Big up to all the Rampage crew, like Hans Murdoch and the whole team. We're actually going to be there they're doing a show in Amsterdam on the 5th of November, and we're going to be over there. We've got a couple of special guests
looking forward
in the
to
past, present, future.
Wicked, man.
So we're really looking forward to that, and we'll see you there. It's at the Johan Cruyff Arena, which, funny enough, I think that's where Ajax play football. I think it's the same stadium. So I don't know if it's on the pitch or if it's in another part, but it's like an iconic venue over there. Do you know?
So mentioning the past, present, and future. Explain to the people what we're doing with that, like as SaSaSaS.
Do you want to take your shots?
Yeah, well, for me, you know, it's always important, and we spoke about this, and Skibber was on this before he passed, RIP. He was always talking about, you know, bringing through the youngers, the new DJs. He'd be on the phone to me saying he heard of this Japper guy. Is it Japper? I'm trying to get his name right. You know what I mean? Have you heard of Gardner? And I actually honestly hadn't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But Skibbs was saying to me, these are the guys we need to be locking in with. We need to be bringing them onto the SaSaS things, having them come on before us. Come on, we've got to feed the next generation, all that. So, you know, when he passed, one of the things we all thought was like, let's kind of carry out his wishes and bring some youngers into this fold to celebrate what we're doing, while also celebrating great iconic artists of the past, like Top Cat, General Levy, Ragga Twins, Navi, these kind of people that built the thing. You know what I mean? So we thought, what a perfect combination. You know, we consider ourselves the present. The past is the legends that built, you know, this scene that we're so lucky to be a part of and blessed to go out and tour with. But now let's focus on these youngers as well, the future.
It's very
important.
And
bring them on stage and give them that platform that sometimes they're not really getting. You know what I mean?
Because they don't have the clubs to go out and do it. So this is the problem.
So let us take it on as SaSaS, the brand, to celebrate the MC culture in all its forms. Whether that's the icons and the legends, whether that's the people that are killing it right now, or whether those are the people that will be killing it tomorrow. That's how I kind of see past, present, and future, man.
Yeah, man.
I can't add to that. I think you've summed it up perfectly.
You snapped it. Exactly that, man. Word for word. Just look out for more showcases we're doing, and we'll just keep it moving, man.
Yeah, we've got Ministry of Sound.
Looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, that's going to be good. So that's going to be a Friday night thing. And then also as well, Westfest, we're going to be bringing some special guests on to that show with us as well. Man. So yeah, we're definitely trying to represent the MC culture and the vocalist culture.
100%, man. Big up to Endo, big up to Inner, big up to Wiser and Westman, who we brought on so far. We brought up Top Cat. As well, and
we also brought Dev out with us.
Devilman, of course, big up to Devilman, and we're gonna. It's not like, you know, those are the only MCs we're working with. If we see someone who's hot, you might see them on the showcase with us, man. It's not like those are our MCs. And
we wanted for Bristol for the Love Saves a Day. We tried to get Gardner, but the set times couldn't work. He was all booked in, but there was a clash, so we couldn't make it work. So yeah, we are speaking to lots of people about like getting them on stage with us and that. So man. So look out for that. Past, present, future.
Wicked.
SaSaS, beats and bars, fresh. Don't know we're heavy. The best of the best of the best. So awesome if they're ready. Yes. SaSaS, beats and bars, fresh. done know we're heavy. The best of the best of the best. So ask them if they're ready. Yes, yes, yes.